Hey, this is Mr. Szymendera and another installment of World History in less than 10 minutes. Today we're going to listen to a story from the Byzantine about Theodora and her great courage, the Empress with an iron will. Determined to always be Empress with her husband Justinian, she will provide him the courage necessary to stand up against the angry mobsters and put an end to the Nika rebellion.
They made an unlikely couple. The serious and studious Justinian was almost 40 years old when he fell in love with Theodora. She was an actress and about half his age. Both came from poor families, but Justinian had been adopted by his powerful uncle, Byzantine Emperor Justin. He was groomed from childhood to lead the powerful empire, which stretched from the Black Sea to Greece and Egypt. In those days, actresses had a pretty bad reputation. In fact, when Justinian and Theodora met, a law prevented a member of the nobility from marrying an actress. But Emperor Justin was willing to clear the way for the young lovers. He proclaimed a new law that allowed actresses to marry anyone. Finally, the couple wed. 2 years later, in 527, Justin died, and Justinian and Theodora became the rulers of the Byzantine Empire. The beautiful Theodora proved to be more than an ornament to Justinian. She ruled alongside the emperor as his partner, offering advice on official matters. In particular, Theodora encouraged Justinian to pass laws that would help women. But Theodora really showed what she was made of when a revolt arose that threatened Justinian's life and crown. The revolt started at the Hippodrome, a huge arena that held as many as 100,000 spectators. People crowded into the Hippodrome to watch the chariot races. The emperor himself sat in a royal box with a private exit to the imperial palace. Respectable women, a group that now included Theodora, did not attend. Charioteers were the rock stars of their day. At the Hippodrome, they were divided into two teams, the Blues and the Greens. But the teams represented more than a sports rivalry. They also represented the political and religious divisions in the empire. The Blue fans tended to be conservative, wealthy, and orthodox in religious matters. The Green fans were from the working class and opposed rigid religious beliefs. Fans cheered Nika or victory, urging on the charioteers who represented their team. In 532, a fight between Blues and Greens fans, after a race, swelled into a riot. Justinian's troops imprisoned many of the rioters and executed 5 of the ringleaders, both Blues and Greens fans. 3 days later, an enraged crowd forgot their differences and joined forces against Justinian himself. The mob stormed the jail and set the remaining prisoners free. Then they set fire to the jail and other buildings. They used the racing cheer Nika as a rallying cry. The Nika Revolt, as it came to be called, raged for 5 days. Justinian's attempts to put down the revolt were unsuccessful. His advisors met with him in the palace and urged him to flee. Justinian agreed with them. But then Theodora stood up to speak. All eyes turned to her as she spoke. "The present occasion is too serious to allow me to follow the convention that a woman should not speak in a man's council." Theodora argued that flight would be disastrous. For a ruler, she said, an honorable death was preferable. "May I never be deprived of this purple robe, and may I never see the day when those who meet me do not call me Empress. I agree with the old saying that purple makes a fair shroud." In other words, she was willing to be buried in her royal robe. Theodora's spirit inspired Justinian, and he ordered his generals to crush the revolt. They trapped the rebels in the Hippodrome and killed about 30,000. Justinian believed that carrying out this massacre was the only way to hold on to his crown. Maybe it was. Restored to power, Justinian lived out the rest of his reign, and the former actress continued playing her best role, that of Empress, until her death in 548.